For me, the Kol Nidre Prayer is like a fulcrum point. Let me explain. The fulcrum point is the point on a scale that determines when the weights on each side of the scale are perfectly balanced. The moment when we chant the Kol Nidre Prayer represents a point of balance in time. Balance between last year and the coming year. Balance between what was and what will be. In this sense, the prayer brings us to a place of calm and an opportunity to let go of our sins of the past year and to forgive ourselves for those sins. In a modern reading of the prayer, we look to the future and we express our gratitude that we will be forgiven for whatever sins we may commit in the coming year. This moment, the fulcrum point in time, allows us to experience God's mercy and to find inner calm. Let's consider three commentaries on the qualities of mercy. First, Shakespeare. In Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, Portia speaks of the attributes of God in terms of mercy. In her courtroom speech, Portia is seeking forgiveness for Antonio, and she asks Shylock to be merciful rather than to exact his punishment for Antonio's broken promise. Here is what Portia says about mercy. The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. And a few lines later on, Portia continues. Mercy is an attribute to God himself, and earthly power is most like God's when mercy seasons justice. Then, building on this, Shakespeare, through Portia, emphasizes the need to temper justice with mercy for ourselves and for others. Though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. In other words, Shakespeare points out that if perfect justice were to be realized, none of us would be forgiven. No one is perfect. We all need mercy. To offer another example, our granddaughter Mira, at 9 years of age, arrived at a similar understanding of forgiveness when she and her classmates at the Jewish Enrichment Center were discussing the story of Adam and Eve and the serpent. Mira was bothered by the fact that God gives Adam, Eve, and the serpent lifelong punishments and doesn't leave room for them to change. And drawing on one final authority on forgiveness and mercy, consider the words of Brian Stevenson, a brilliant criminal defense lawyer and author of the book, Just Mercy. He says, quote, each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. This bears repeating. Each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. When we weigh ourselves in the balance between right and wrong, no one of us is blameless, and each of us deserves mercy. The Kol Nidre Prayer offers us that moment in time, that moment of balance at the fulcrum point, when we accept ourselves as we are, forgive ourselves and others, and experience the blessing of mercy. Lashana Tova.